Oh, hello. Why does it sound creepy? Hello. It's December. I get to use my serotonin mug. Look, he can hold his little hand. It's quite hot, actually. I don't know what I'm gonna make, and I have 48 hours to make it. It's too hot to drink. Why did I bother? We're finally doing it. The thing that literally no one has asked me to do. It's a 48-hour sewing challenge. Look, either this is going to really be the thing that helps me push through my overthinking, or it's going to be a chaotic hellscape. Either way, what fun. But more than just a timed challenge, this is a mystery box challenge. If you've been on my channel for a while, you've probably heard me talk about Silk & Stitch. They are a couture bridal dead stock fabric supplier. Nailed it in one. Really stumbling over my words today. I used their treasure trove box, which is mwah, for my Taylor Swift VMAs dress and my bejeweled headpiece and armor set that I made. They have a new product available, which is super cool. It is a mystery box lucky dip. So basically it costs $29 and you will get 10 to 14 meters of a random fabric that they stock. You could end up with silk, you could end up with lace, you could end up with power mesh, which I think would be super interesting if you ended up with 10 meters of power mesh. I kind of hope that's what I get because I think that could be really weird to work with, but they have been kind enough to gift me one. I've never gotten a gift before on this channel, so this is really exciting. Let's take a look. When I tell you that this is so much bigger than I expected. This is so hefty. Pretty exciting. I have had this for a couple of weeks and I have put it away in the cupboard so that I wouldn't open it. I nearly opened it straight away. Like just automatically, autopilot took over and I was like, oh, I'll just open it up. And then I was like, no. So I hid it from myself. And it's finally time to unbox it. Let's see what we're working with. Whew. What are you doing? Shut up. She's here. Who's here? 'Tis I. Ugh. I have deigned to bless you with my presence. Right. Here, darling. Read this to the good people. Okay. This video is sponsored by Skillshare? That's amazing, I love Skillshare. Yes, very good, you love Skillshare. No, I'm serious, I love Skillshare. It's so fitting that Skillshare would be the first sponsor that we have on this channel because Skillshare is how I started my YouTube channel. I began at absolute zero. I was not a theatre kid. I didn't even take selfies, but I got started with Nathaniel Drew's class, How to Speak Confidently on Camera, and it really got me to practice. Side note, I've actually done most of his classes. He does good stuff. Very calming voice. I learned video editing on Premiere Pro with Philibina's class. There literally would not be videos without that class. And if you are interested in making YouTube videos, YouTube Successed Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD is the class to do. This is a screenshot of me recommending this class to a fellow YouTuber when they asked me for advice on how to improve their videos back in September. And don't be so shocked, it has happened once. One person has asked me for advice. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts. I've currently bookmarked classes on pattern design, digitizing artwork, writing, illustration, and knitting. I'm really excited about that one. Skillshare can help you take your career, passions, hobbies, or side hustle to the next level. And good news, everyone. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Thank you, Skillshare. Thanks, Skillshare. Until next time, and goodbye to the janitor, I assume, based on how you were dressed. Bye-bye. Whoa. You think she's coming to the holiday party? I have no idea. Tell you what, drinks are on her. Man, I hope that worked because I don't want to film all of that again. I know I'm not going to convince anyone by pretending that I didn't finish filming that and then go have lunch. I made soup and it's like 30 degrees today. I actually meant to take a video, but this is how I felt about eating soup for lunch. I got so sweaty. Here's the thing, I didn't want to start the clock on the 48 hours until I had filmed that. So, I see lace. Oh, wow. I think I actually considered getting this lace for my wedding dress. Oh, thank God. The basis of it is tulle. Being tulle means it's not gonna fray like crazy everywhere and I can trim it and then just leave the edges raw and it's not gonna fall apart. So that is, ooh, that's a relief for our 48-hour challenge. Come have a look. All right, this is her. It covers all of the fabric. You okay? You all good, bunny? He just had some chicken. Got these really cool like crosshatch sections in it that I really like. See? So pretty. There we go. That is what we're working with. Let's talk about design ideas. Pinterest to the rescue. All right, so I think we can tell from this that we're doing some sort of a bridal fantasy gown. To be completely honest with you, I really do overthink things, and I was so panicked about the idea of getting fabric and then having to make something within 48 hours. I made a Pinterest board based on the fabrics I might get. This is the thing, this is just who I am. You know, growing up, I thought I was a Leo because my birthday falls on the cusp. I found out in my 20s that I am a Virgo. And what's really annoying about that is while I don't believe in astrology, it changed the way I perceive myself. And I am far more of a type A, like overthinker, need to be organized kind of person than I initially thought. I thought I was just a drama queen who liked glitter and yelling, because that's what my whole family is like. Most of my family are Leos. But no, apparently I'm a Virgo, and I immediately was like, oh, I'm stressed. Oh, there are some very pretty things. You see it in your brain? You can picture it. Are you ready? This bridal cloak. Right? Let's bring up the Pinterest on my phone for some reason instead of the iPad that we already had out. I was at the shops recently and I saw this Zimmermann dress and I thought it was such an interesting silhouette. Maybe something like that, but also very much maybe something like this Zuhair Murad from spring 2020. Oh, this is a cool picture. Yeah, copying things from Pinterest is my entire creative process. It's these 4 women who kind of look like European vampires. That's a vibe. Ooh. Should it be a Bride of Dracula vibe? Yeah, that's what we do. Okay, all right, that's where we've landed. Real time, that's what we're gonna do. Full on wedding gown and cloak in 48 hours. God, this is a terrible idea. Let's start the timer. 1:16 p.m. on Thursday is when I need to finish this by. Terrifying. Oh my God, that's giving me like instant ADHD, like panic. I'm so scared that what I'm gonna do is just nothing and like just faff about for like a day and a half and then in the last like 4 hours go into full crunch time. We cannot let that happen, okay? We have to focus, we have to get started now. I should not have put anything on the mannequin. It's gonna slow us down. The timer has started. Oh, okay, where do I start? Okay, let's start with the cloak. And then that will inform how much fabric is left for the dress. And then we will figure out a corset / drapey base. Let's do it, let's go. Oh my God, I'm panicking. I have a pattern for a cloak that I got at an op shop. Oh, and to be clear, I know that we haven't actually landed on a dress design. It'll happen as we're doing it. Hey. I've never opened it, but hopefully someone's already cut out the pieces for me because that would save me a bunch of time. Some of it's cut up, some of it isn't. I like this hood, look at that, that's so cute. Yeah, let's do B and I might see if I can get myself a little tassel for it. That's adorable. We might try and have a bit of a train. We'll see how much we've got. I'm getting panicked. I'm not taking anything of this in. Why did they make it small when this went up to large? This feels like more fabric than I'm allowed to have. It gets to be just the tulle at the end, like the pattern finishes. I think this is a whole roll of fabric. Look at that pile of fabric. Looking at this hood on Pinterest, it definitely has the little point with the tassel. This is like pleated into the hood to give it like all that fullness. I'm gonna give this a bit less of an acute angle and that way I can pleat it into the cloak. So I was thinking of the 1992 film Bram Stoker's Dracula earlier, hence why I said Bride of Dracula. But I do think it's reductive to define this character by who she's marrying, so we will henceforth refer to this look as a vampire bride. Not that I think I actually mention it again, but just so you know. Oh my gosh. Look at how dramatic she is. This is crazy. See, this is why you buy a mystery box of 10 to 14 meters of fabric. When do you ever get the opportunity to make something like that for $29? I'm just saying, Silk and Stitch, onto something. Also, it's like 30-something degrees. It's so hot. I already had an iced coffee. What am I to do? This is looking insane. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's sew it together. This is just gonna be unwieldy from the very beginning. Just casually stabbing myself. I'm kind of needing to hold this down with my elbow because it's really heavy. If this was not a 48-hour sewing challenge, I would do French seams on this. As it is, I don't have time for that. Raw edge as it is. Does he need to go for a walk? Well, look, here's the thing. Life doesn't stop just because I'm doing a sewing challenge. So I'm gonna walk the boy, I'm gonna finish this up, and we're gonna see what it looks like. Yeah? Do you wanna go for a walk? Yeah? Good job. Yeah, good job. We'll go for a walk. We do not mess with UV rays. kind of regretting the choice to do this on the floor. Trimming the edge of this lace down was actually pretty meditative. I can't say that word. Do you know what? Trimming the edge of this lace down was pretty chill. However, I regret to inform you that I think trimming the lace manages to be a large chunk of this video. There's a lot of lace. Oh, she is amazing, right? Just walk on her. I haven't quite figured out what the shape here is at the back, but I don't think it's that bad. So who knows? I might even just trim these down like I've done at the front and just leave it as is because it's kind of working for me. I need a casing for here and we need to gather our hood up into that. So let's go shopping in there. Please have what I need in here. All right, nothing really useful in here in terms of a casing. We're gonna have to cut something from some fabric. Okay, so I am just realizing that this is the space I have left us to gather the hood into, and that doesn't make much sense. I'm gonna use this to make a little casing. While I'm constructing this hood, I thought I'd tell you that the channel just reached 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, liked, and shared and commented. You are amazing. Now, I have learnt my lesson and I am not sewing 10,000 of something onto something. But to celebrate, we're doing an AMA with a little twist. So if you have anything you've been wanting to ask me, drop it in the Google Doc linked in the description because I'm not going to see the questions until we're filming the video and you will get my real-time response. I have just attached the casing to the hood and I sewed it on in the only way that I could possibly do it that was incorrect. That's the right side. And then this is the hood and that's the right side. So I'm just gonna cheat. I'm not unpicking that. I don't have time. We're just gonna trim this off and leave the stitching so that I don't have to redo that. Right sides together there. Fixed. Ah, I flung my phone. Everyone, we are gonna need a bigger boat. So now the hood is gonna sit a little bit weird because really it should come all the way here and that moves some of the weight to the front. But I really wanted the lace to sit like that rather than coming into the middle and going out. So I tried. Oh yep, here we are with more thrilling lace trimming. This time I hid my iPad behind the mannequin so you can't even tell that I'm watching The Addams Family, can you? So she is basically ready to go. I don't have the mental capacity to make big decisions, and yet I still have an hour of work time at least left to do. Here's where I'm at. I found my corset pattern for the Winter Witch costume, and I love the fit of that one. That one is gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do is I want it to be straight across and a center front and lace it up at the back instead. We're gonna cut it out of this kind of skin-colored fabric from my stash, and then I will have to figure out how the skirt's gonna work, but for now, I think if we get a corset and then, I don't know, maybe a bias cut like mini skirt underneath, and then we can put the lace over the top of that. I don't know, I have no idea how this is gonna look. We need a base for the dress, so let's do that. We're gonna do straight across. We're doing the Zuhair Murad. Let's just keep ripping up other people's ideas. It's kind of all I have the mental capacity for. Let's do it. This might not have been necessary, but I've cut out 3 layers. We've got the lining, the outer, and then an inner lining because I don't know, I'm tired and I kind of forgot that a dress is going on top of this, but I wanted it to be sturdy and this is where I landed. So I don't know, just give me a second, just give me a second, I can do it. Let's bring them together. Okay, well yes, I did only get this one done, but it's getting late and I'm tired. It's 9:35, we are 8 hours and 20 minutes into the timer, but I gotta get ready for bed. I will finish this up tomorrow morning and I don't know, I guess tomorrow we're gonna turn that into a dress somehow. Good night, bye. I don't know what I'm doing. I will see you tomorrow to finish this one. Bang. Okay, now it's done. And so is this one. Also, this is visibly smaller than this one. And I don't know why, but I'll tell you what I do know. How we're gonna actually make this a dress. Is my hair looking insane? Probably. I am going to use the same skirt pattern, assuming I have it, that I used for my wedding dress, which is kind of like, I think it's basically a quarter circle skirt-ish. I don't know how much fabric we have left over, but enough to just cover some of my lower half. We'll do a bias binding around the top of the corset. I think I have enough left over to do that. Lace it up at the back, and then we're going to drape the lace over the top of that and make our dress. I don't have anything to lace this up with. We need to go to Spotlight. It's the Nicki Minaj meme. I can't use it. Oh yeah, let's go. Okay, they don't have any ivory tassels, but you know what they do have? a lack of ivory embroidery floss. All right, well, I thought I was being really clever with that, so I don't know. Hopefully I have the right color at home. Okay, we are 22 hours into this challenge, which means we're just about halfway. And as you know, our corset is still in pieces and we don't have any semblance of dress. So we should probably get started. We have our rouleau. I grabbed 3 meters. I'm going to make just loops to do this up at the back. We have our rope. It's a little bright white, but it'll do. Those were expensive. Would not recommend. I lined up the outer and interlining layer as best I could. By the way, the interlining is a denim because it's nice and sturdy. Then I sewed some boning channels and kept sewing boning channels because these take longer than I thought they would. All right, she's not pretty. I'll try that again. All right, she's not pretty, but we don't need to be pretty. We only need to be functional because she's going underneath pretty lace. So let's put some boning in. Let's do some loops first though. We need loops. I marked out where I wanted the loops to go. I only did 5 on each side because I wasn't sure if the 3 meters of rouleau I got would be enough for more loops in the lacing. In future, I would get more, except it's so expensive. $5.50 a meter? That's crazy. Am I crazy for thinking that's expensive? Ideally, I would have had 4 meters and that's $22 just on lacing. That's nearly as much as the mystery box of fabric. Haha, would you like some pasta with that cheese? No, I wouldn't because these are potato starch noodles. Anyway. No. Just some stunning camera work there by me. And did I learn my lesson about the pasta? Definitely not. See this one? Big old whoops. So I started sewing the boning channel for here, and then I realized that I actually need this line here. I need to attach the lining onto that bit, but I can't put the boning in first because then I won't be able to sew it down. So we have to flip this one over, attach the lining just to these bits here, then put the boning in and then stitch the rest of the lining down. Let's do that. It's mostly gonna fit this area here. Let's not worry about it. Look at that. I have never thought to machine stitch that part before, but that saves a bunch of hand sewing on a really difficult section because of all the loops. Amazing. I sewed the last boning channels, trimmed down the edges and attached the bias binding. I realized what the shape of the bottom of the corset is. Very swoopy, which means it's gonna be really hard to attach a skirt to it. I am going to need to make the skirt separate and probably maybe do bias binding for the bottom. And I'm out of that color of bias binding. So let's not worry about that right now. Let's get started on the skirt. We need a base to put this dress on and we need it soon. Let's go. Oh my God, we have so little of this fabric left. I didn't realize. We have to make our skirt out of that. It would be fine if it wasn't that I needed 2 of each of those pieces. So I basically just got the shape of a mini skirt in a similar shape to this. Don't do this. All right, let's make that into a skirt. Okay, I kind of hate this. It's too short and I'm kind of panicking. At no point did I put the lace on top of this fabric and I don't like it. I just tried it over the skirt. Look, bear with me. I don't really like it. It should have been white. I should have done white underneath, or I should have just done power mesh and done like a full like nude illusion. I am panicking slightly. It's 2:46, so we need to figure out a solution. So I'm going to try on the corset with the skirt and just some lace over it and see how I feel about it, but we might be scrapping everything we've done today. This is the skirt, and this is my mushroom fabric, which is different from these two. Here's the plan, because I have calmed down and I realized how much fabric we have and how incredibly heavy this is. There's a lot of fabric here. I plan on using most of it in this dress. So I need a sturdy corset to be able to hold it up. I cannot just do a nude illusion. If I have this mushroom fabric directly under the corset, it's very obvious where the transition is. It's not as obvious further down near my knees. Side note, I love the shape of the front of this corset. Very into that. I figure that I am just going to put the entire weight of the lace fabric, the dress, onto the corset. Hence it needs to be sturdy, like it is. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get this done. We are gonna get this done within the 48 hours. It's gonna be fine. I might even have time to have ice cream. Do I want ice cream now? Yes, I do. For those of you playing at home, no, I am not allowed to eat pistachios, but it's not like an EpiPen situation. It's just like a eat too many, it'll make me sick kind of situation. Same with dairy and gluten and beans and soy, but we can have teeny tiny bits, just little teeny tiny bits to make us happy. I should get changed. Okay, I'll go get changed. I know this is weird, I'm doing a bunch of pleats, but it's gonna make sense, I promise. This is the jankiest thing I have ever done. I don't want to waste this fabric. I actually had it in mind for an upcoming project, and so I don't want to cut into it. And so here's what I have done. This is the inside of the skirt, and I've just kind of pinned it to the height that I need it to be, like a bubble hem, and then it should be the right length without me needing to cut it. This is taking a while. This is taking too long. I'll stop talking. I'm gonna sew that. It worked. It worked surprisingly well. And so, check it out. I have to put the camera down, hang on. Look at that, not noticeable. We did it, oh my God. I thought we were gonna have to scrap everything. Okay, so I'm gonna hand stitch the bias binding really quickly. It's just gonna be a quick one, and then we can get started on actually draping the lace onto the dress. Okay, I know I just said that I was gonna do the bias binding, but actually I'm really hungry and I need to make dinner. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna do bias binding. It's fine, I'm not panicking, you're panicking. You're not panicking, you're having a chill time. I really hope you're having a lovely chill time. Maybe you're in the bath or hanging out on the couch. Maybe you're doing something because you have ADHD as well and you put videos on while you cook dinner or unpack the dishwasher. All right, so let's make dinner. I didn't film cooking because my kitchen is a massive mess, but oh, salad and rice. Yes, that's mango. If you haven't tried mango and salad, you are missing out. It also works with blueberries or raspberries. Just don't mix them all together, otherwise that's just a fruit salad. Very nice in a summer salad. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this and then we will get back to whatever it is I was doing. Wonderful news. I have decided that this is no longer the outside because it has all these stitches and also that little pasta stain. This is the outside, much smoother, and that means I can fold these over, and then machine stitch them down. Ha-ha! Adding once again to the list of things I have never thought to machine stitch, machine stitching the bias binding saved a ton of time. Not as nice as hand sewing, but still. Is it your crab? Is that your crab, bunny boy? You bought your crab? Good job. It is time. The terrifying part where I have to cut into the lace fabric. But as you've seen, we have been able to just make decisions. Look, is it pretty? No, but are you gonna see all of this? Hopefully no. I think that I like that one for the middle. Do I even need a side seam? I'm thinking fairly column-like-ish at the skirt, and then I wanna do all of the fabric gathered up onto the hip. I don't really get how this is done. So we get this nice and taut here, good. And then we like pull it to the sides taut, good. What that does is that makes it real tight around the belly. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pulling weirdly because I have stretched it here. How do they do this? Nothing for it, we're gonna start sewing and then we'll cut afterwards. It's also deathly quiet in here, so I'm gonna put some music on. Oh, hello. Still can't do it without sounding creepy, that's so annoying. Anyway, I got started by having a little dance and then sewing the lace to the corset by stitching through the solid parts of the lace so the stitches wouldn't be visible. It was a warm evening and sometimes my fingers would slip off the needle and it was a bit of a struggle to get through the fabric sometimes. So I finally listened to my subscribers and used a thimble. It turns out there's a learning curve with these and I still struggled and eventually may have put it away. Oh, I'm still sewing. And I have more voiceover to do? That's okay, because it's time for me to do some shameless self-promotion, as I haven't done enough promotion in this video as it is. But if you are enjoying the video, it would mean so much to me if you could like it, and if there's anyone you think might enjoy it, sharing helps the channel so much. Thanks for watching, I love you, bye! It's time for pods. Here's where we're at. This is tricky. This is very tricky to do. I needed to relieve the pressure on the hip. I want it to sit loose down there. So for that to happen, I sliced down here to relieve that pressure, which opens this up. Now you might notice that the skirt ends there. Yes, we're gonna gather up fabric onto the hip area. It's going to cover that part where there isn't a side seam. Big gathers on the hips, probably gathers here. Oh my God, this battery's gonna die. Oh no, both of my batteries are dead. I'm gonna continue on and I will check in with you before I go to bed. Oh yeah, I forgot for a while that I actually have a backup camera, so it was fine. You might see me singing along. I listened to the entire Tortured Poets Department anthology and then some while I was doing this, if that gives you an idea of how long it took. But I eventually figured out what the design would be after a bunch of just shuffling the fabric around. Yay! Hello, I'm back and I'm sitting down because I am just really tired. I am not a late night person. I struggle so much. I get headaches if it gets to like 11 p.m. and I get real grumpy. And while it isn't 11 yet, it is 10:15. I can feel the headaches starting. So I think that the best bet is to go to bed and get up early and get to work. I'll take you on a tour, but first I just want to show you the difference between these two hips. This one, I've just shoved a bit of tulle under there. So I'm gonna do a couple of stitches just to hold that in place, just because it's giving a nice little bit of extra fullness to the hip there. The back, here's what we ended up with. I'm going to gather that up into some elastic and then put a little hook and eye. This whole back piece is one continuous piece, no weird seams. We just have these kind of like folds here that hang down. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna get ready for bed and I will see you tomorrow for finishing off this gigantic dress. It's really very big. To be honest, 6 is a very normal time for me to be up. It's just, I slept really badly because I couldn't get to sleep because I knew I'd set an alarm. If I set an alarm, I will wake up before it. All right, number one, most important thing, do not spill the coffee on the dress. G'day. Oh, it sounds like I'm saying g'day, which I don't say. The only person I know who says g'day is my Italian stepmother. See, she's proper. She had to do the citizenship test, so she's more Australian than the rest of us. Is it possible to sew this without taking it off the mannequin? Because I'd really like to do that. It's gonna work. It's gonna be good. I feel a little bit sick. Yes, I did manage to sew the casings for the elastic without taking the dress off the mannequin. Very proud of that one. Also, am I not a morning person? When am I productive then? Is there like a small window between 10 and 12? Because it's definitely not after lunch and it's also definitely not the evening. So where does that leave me with when I'm awake? I'm gonna put hooks and eyes there so that this can close up on the back. And then I figure seeing as it's already off the mannequin, I'm gonna stitch down these bits at the top and then we're gonna get into trimming down all of the lace. Let's go, I was gonna say we're on a budget. What's a time budget? We're on a time budget. I can't think of how else to say that. No, we are getting to it. It's just that one of my favorite fabric stores has just said they've got 40 to 50% off all fabrics. So just give me a sec. There's a wool that I've had my eye on. Oh, you're still there. Yeah, I should get back to sewing. I did buy the wool, in case you were wondering. Even though, yes, I have been complaining about how warm it is, it's for next year's projects. I swear I have a plan for all the fabrics I bought. You know, I only very recently realized that I have not curbed my impulse spending as much as I thought. Yeah, sure, I don't impulse buy clothes ever, but that's literally only because I stock up in fabrics to make clothes with. It still feels better though, I think, because at least I'm making something rather than straight consuming, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, I secured the back of the dress. Sorry, I'm really not with it with my voiceovers today. It's nearly the holidays. My neighbors are having their gutters cleaned. I have everything shut and it's so loud. Look at what I just realized. I did one longer and it is way too late to fix it. The back is all done. This is all like gathered up into here. These have already been hand stitched down and that one comes out to there. I was like, oh, that's sitting really weird. Look, oh, it's lopsided. All right, it's not too bad. It's pretty lopsided. It's not the end of the world. It's gonna bother me. I did not fix it. It was fine, but it's a great example of why I don't sell clothes that I make. I was gonna do a little story time while I'm doing this. Kinda can't though. We'll catch up later. Oh my god, it was the most pointless story time as well. It was literally just telling you that I rewatched Practical Magic and realized that it was a big influence on me as a kid. That's it. The lace is on inside out. Ah! That's what the front looks like. So like, it's fine. Oh my god. I put one of the side panels on inside out as well. At least the outer skirt's correct, but look, see, edging border? Yeah? No edging border. Well, all right, back to it. I'd love to say that if I had more than 48 hours, I wouldn't make that mistake, but I probably would. I forgot that I wanted to make a tassel. I found one, would you call it a skein? Skein? Loop? I found one bunch of white embroidery floss. So I'm thinking it's not gonna hang like a proper tassel because those I think are normally silk. It might do the job. All right, that's super boring. I'm not gonna show it. I made a tassel the way you would expect to make a tassel. You know what? It'll do. Once I had attached it to the hood, I just did some securing stitches to attach that front panel of the skirt to the side panels so that they wouldn't fall open. I finished the dress. And it's only 11 AM. I had visions of the ending of this video being me like frantically trimming the fabric down and stitching stuff to the last second and the alarm going off and being panicked and it being just like in Project Runway. And I don't know what to tell you, but we've got 2 hours left. And I know what you're thinking. I know you're about to go, you're gonna be tappy tappy, don't do it. I know what you're gonna write in the comments. You're gonna say I should have done a 24-hour sewing challenge. No, I'm not doing that. I will say, it's astounding what a 1.5 years of sewing will do because this is so much prettier than my wedding dress. How? How did it take 3 months to make my wedding dress? And this took less than 48 hours. I like this more. That's our timer. Still got 2 hours and 15 minutes. So come on, let's go make chocolate chip cookies. Welcome to the most aesthetic baking channel on YouTube. Enjoy. Yeah, that is a big old whoops. Turns out that like that time blindness of not knowing how long things will take works both ways. So cool, I guess. Anyway, I made some peanut butter chocolate chip cookies for me and some vegan chocolate chip cookies for Thomas. I had really been craving them, so this was a great excuse. Well, cookies are done. God, I'm so tone deaf. It's the Nicki Minaj running meme. Do you get it? I didn't think of anything to say. All right, well, really weird the way that went. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the reveal. Bye. So, do you hang out here often? Not as often as I would like, darling. Are those new glasses, darling? Oh yeah, the regular ones are in the car and she didn't want to go and get them. Ah, I must say it's very warm. Quite too warm for a woolen coat, if I'm honest. It's very strange. Your Christmas is very warm here. Happy holidays. I don't know what the accent is. I can't hold on to it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Goodbye. So very warm. This little guy makes me so goddamn happy. Look at him. Love Skillshare. Oh, it's good, it's good. I'll look at the doorknob, okay? And I'll stop burping. Sponsoring this video. What is this? Blinded. Goodbye.